Hey, this is Dan with GetTheSmokeOut.com. In this video we're going to talk about office smoke eaters. Now, typically the customers that call me from an office are literally in an office building where there's professionals working, and they may have a CEO, a CFO, or some executive who wants to smoke cigars or cigarettes in their office. They have staff members who don't particularly like it, and hopefully I don't offend anybody with that, but that's the typical phone call that we get. I'm often getting the call from the staff member who wants to try to figure this out, or I'm getting the call from the executive. In some cases it's, they own the building and they're allowed to smoke in there. In some cases they're not, so it has to be kind of hush-hush. The key with the office environment is that the commercial gear is oftentimes way too loud for an office environment. I really don't want to recommend a commercial machine be hung above the desk of an executive. Simply put, it's way too loud. He wouldn't be able to hear himself on the phone, hear the people he's talking to. He couldn't use a speakerphone. It would just be too loud. As a result, I generally recommend our home smoke eater. And there will be a link below, and there's also a product link in the top menu structure where you can look at our home solutions. The home smoke eater is our quietest, most elegant looking smoke eater. And for most office spaces, unless it's a really huge office, for most office spaces, it's going to give you plenty of airflow for that size space. The other thing to concern yourself with in an office is if that door is open when the person is smoking, some of it's going to get out into the hallway. And the last thing that is an issue is typically an office doesn't have its own heating and cooling system, so there's definitely some airflow transference between that office and other spaces. If you got a return air vent in that office where the smoking's happening, the smoke's going to get drawn in and redistributed everywhere. That being said, with the use of our ultraviolet based systems, we can often treat the entire office space with ultraviolet, which is very effective at dealing with the gases, fumes, and odors. There are also some induct versions of filtration units that can be placed in the central heating and cooling system, which will do some filtration for the entire building. And then lastly, with the ultraviolet systems, you can really apply some odor control for the entire space. So I would start with the home smoke eater in the office, and then if there's still continuing problems with the adjoining spaces, you can deal with the UV light for the whole space to deal with the odors. And if there's some particulate issues and people feeling like they're still getting the smoke, you can also apply the filtration at the whole furnace level as well. So I would encourage you to give me a call. Let's talk about that. The quote request process is a little less specific to offices, much more geared towards bars and restaurants. So if you're in an office environment, I would definitely encourage you to pick up the phone and give me a call. We can talk about your exact situation, what the exact challenges are, and I'll put a recommendation together for you. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks.